Once upon a chilling autumn night, three adventurous teenagers, Alex, Mia, and Jake, found themselves stranded near a desolate, abandoned house deep in the woods. The moon hung low in the sky, casting long, ominous shadows that seemed to breathe life into the forgotten structure. Their hearts pounded with a mix of fear and excitement. Rumors of the house being haunted echoed in their minds, but the allure of the unknown was too strong to resist. Driven by a thirst for adventure, they pushed open the creaking iron gate, its rusty hinges protesting their intrusion. Their footsteps crunched on the fallen leaves as they cautiously approached the house. The wind whistled through the skeletal trees, adding to the eerie symphony of the night. As they stepped inside, the air became thick with an uncanny silence. Dust particles floated aimlessly in the dimly lit room, and the wooden floor beneath them groaned as if burdened by the weight of its long-held secrets. The walls whispered secrets of the past, and shadows played tricks on their imaginations. As the clock ticked away, strange occurrences began to unfold. A symphony of whispers began to hum through the empty corridors, a quiet, haunting chorus that seemed to emerge from the very walls. It was as if the house itself was trying to communicate, its voice a soft, chilling breeze that rustled their hair and sent goosebumps prickling up their arms. Unseen hands seemed to brush against their skin like a feather-light touch that was there one moment and gone the next. The air around them grew colder, a biting chill that seeped into their bones and made their breath mist in the dim light. Mia, usually the most rational of the group, found her skepticism wavering. She tried to laugh it off, but there was an edge of fear in her voice. She began to see shadows flit at the corner of her vision, ghostly apparitions that danced and disappeared. The teens huddled together, fear etched on their faces as the haunting whispers grew louder. The atmosphere shifted and the teenagers found themselves trapped in a temporal anomaly. Suddenly, the dilapidated mansion was no longer abandoned. Ghostly figures appeared, reenacting scenes from different eras, oblivious to the terrified trio. The house had become a twisted theater of time, its haunted history coming alive before their eyes. Each door they tried in desperation only led to another unsettling era. One door opened to a grand party from the Roaring Twenties, the next to a grim scene from the Victorian era. All the while, the house's chilling whispers echoed through the corridors, narrating tales of tragedy and betrayal. The air grew heavier with each passing moment, the weight of the house's past pressing down on them. This was no ordinary haunting. They were ensnared in a time capsule of horror. The mansion had ensnared them in its spectral narrative, its forgotten tales now intertwined with their own. Panic set in as the realization dawned. The house was a time capsule of horror, trapping them within its haunted history. Just when hope was dwindling, a mysterious figure emerged from the shadows. A woman cloaked in mystery, her aura radiating ancient knowledge, stood before the terrified teenagers. Her eyes, full of wisdom and understanding, held their attention as she began to speak. Her words were cryptic, filled with riddles and wisdom from an age-long past. Yet, there was a power in her voice that the teenagers couldn't ignore. It was as if she was speaking directly to the house, whispering secrets only it could understand. Suddenly, the oppressive atmosphere lifted. The haunting whispers that echoed through the corridors fell silent. The temporal enchantment that had bound the teenagers broke, like a fragile thread snapping under pressure. In an instant, the house returned to its abandoned state. The dust settled, the echoes of the past faded into silence, and the doors that once led to different eras now opened only to emptiness. The teenagers, bewildered and grateful, found themselves standing outside the now silent mansion. As the trio made their way back to civilization, the mysterious woman's words lingered in the night air. Her cryptic utterances, once shrouded in mystery, began to unravel as the teenagers reflected on their harrowing experience. The haunted house, they realized, was not just a vessel of fear, but a keeper of forgotten tales, a chronicler of the past. In the hush of the woods, they recalled the woman's words and the lessons learned from the haunted house. The whispers they had heard, the apparitions they had seen, were not merely specters of terror, but echoes of a bygone era yearning to be remembered. They had unwittingly become part of the house's spectral narrative, a chapter in its ghostly chronicles. As they stepped into the dawn of a new day, they understood that their encounter was more than a chilling adventure. The haunted whispers may fade, but the echoes of the past would forever be etched in the corridors of their memories.